what I'm talking about.
Wait! Okay, now, from the beginning.
Hit it, boys.
Hey everyone, welcome into the Arena, a Multiplatform Gaming News Podcast, episode 104. I'm your host, Expat, along with my co-host, Burley of Burleyman Gaming. Burley, how you doing? I see your Japanese background, ready to talk about Tokyo Game Show and all the big news that's been flowing through the news this past week. How you doing, man?
Doing good. You lied to me. You told me we were going to talk about Ghost of Tsushima and that I could just talk about the game again.
I did not.
How are you, man?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good. Yeah, today was another warm one. But actually, this coming Tuesday, I think it is, out here in Japan, we have another typhoon coming our way again.
Oh no!
It's typhoon season again. It's not gonna directly hit where I am, but it's gonna be a little farther north. But still, we're gonna have rain and heavy winds. But yeah, I mean, you know, it's September, so in Japan, it's always typhoon season out here. So yeah, all the people that have been coming out to Makuhari and going to the game show out there, they're lucky because yeah, next week is when the typhoon rolls through. So yeah, they got lucky. So anyway, we got a great show for you. We're going to be talking about a lot of the things that dropped at Tokyo Game Show, but before that, we're going to go and talk about the Nintendo Direct that happened this past week, as well as a State of Play. It was like back to back, you know, with the Nintendo Direct and the State of Play. And then, of course, Xbox was at Tokyo Game Show. They had their presentation. We're going to talk about that, as well as Capcom and Konami and Bandai Namco and you name it. We're going to be talking about all of that. And then our topic of the show, we're going to be talking about Assassin's Creed. So as you can see, I've got my Assassin's Creed Odyssey hat on for you video viewers. We're going to be talking a lot of Assassin's Creed because, yeah, in the Ubisoft Forward, of course, the Assassin's Creed presentation, they dumped a lot of Assassin's Creed news on us. And so our topic of the show is going to be about, you know, Assassin's Creed burnout. You know, are you burnt out of Assassin's Creed? Do you think it should take a long break? We're going to talk about that later on in the show. But before we do that, and before we talk about the games that we've been playing this past week, here's a brief word about where you can find the podcast.
Before the crew discuss what they have been playing, this episode of The Arena, a Multiplatform Gaming News Podcast, in audio and video formats, will be going to Patreon in early access for 1 day after being recorded. So if you would like to support the show and become a patron at the entry tier 1 level at $1 per month and get early access to every episode in audio and video formats, exclusive post-show content in video format when recorded, as well as watch or listen ad-free, please visit patreon.com/thearena_podcast for further details. Weekly on Sundays, the podcast will be uploaded to all free podcast services, where you can find us on any podcast app for iOS or Android, and in video format on our YouTube channel, The Arena Productions. For the audio version, just download your favorite podcast app and search for The Arena, a Multiplatform Gaming News Podcast. Subscribe, follow us, post a review, and leave us questions, comments, and feedback if you like, if that feature is available there, and spread the word about the podcast. We also have a Discord called The Arena Podcast, where you can join and chat with the Arena Podcast community, and the podcast audio website is at thearenapodcast.podbean.com, where you can follow us and leave questions and comments as well. For all information regarding the podcast and our entertainment and pop culture related content, along with our blog and forums, visit the official website of The Arena Productions at www.thearenaproductions.com. Finally, you can also follow us on Twitter at The Arena AMPGNP, as well as on Instagram at TheArena_podcast. Now, back to the show.
Okay, Burley, let me talk about what I've been playing, and it's going to take about 5 seconds because obviously with all the news this week, I haven't had a chance to play many games. Unfortunately, I only played one game, of course, and that's Splatoon 3. Played a little bit of it. So I'm getting ready for the Splatfest. Of course, the Splatfest is coming on the 23rd. So I'm looking forward to watching that and maybe playing a little bit. We shall see. But yeah, I'm having fun with Splatoon 3 so far. And that's all I have to say about what I've been playing this week. How about you?
Okay.
Yeah.
Me, it's not as many, a little more games than you, but not that much more.
I would hope so. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I've had a few days to cancel streams, so I haven't been streaming as much as I'd like.
Okay,
But,
let me just say that I've probably put out as much content on YouTube as you've played video games this week. Definitely.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that.
So,
I
yeah.
know you've been doing a lot of the solo stuff because we, unfortunately, because of the time zone and me having to go back to the office, we
Right.
can't meet up as much as we used to.
Right.
So I do feel bad for you on that.
Yeah, especially this past week, but yeah, that's yeah. But anyway.
So what I've been playing has been Mario Kart 8. That's still been a lot of fun playing with viewers, and I'm slowly improving. But as my chat will tell you, every time I think I'm doing good and getting cocky, the shells and lightning, especially the lightning, comes and gets me.
Yeah. Okay.
Continuing God of War, we beat 2 more Valkyries this week, and we're
You know
getting
what?
close
You know
to
what?
the end of
You
the story.
just keep playing God of War because Ragnarok's going to be coming around the corner. We're going to be talking about that in the episode. So I mean, by the time you finish with all of that, God of War Ragnarok will be being released at that time. So
That's my plan.
yeah.
And the game I've been doing on my personal time actually is a recommendation from one of our fellow Patreons, Tweel.
Hi, Tweel. Yeah. Shout out to Tweel. Yep.
Tweel.
Mhm.
He's awesome.
Yep.
The game is Toyam. It is just a nice, relaxing, just chill. If you just need a game to just turn your brain off, chill, and relax, highly recommend it. It is one of the free games of the month that PlayStation had released.
Yeah, that's the black and white game that we were talking about, right? Yeah. So
yeah, and it does. You use the DualSense. You move it around to take the photos. It's a lot of fun.
Cool. All right. So, so for all of you video viewers, Burley just had to sneeze, so he turned off his mic real quick. So yeah. So yeah. All right. Cool, man. That's good. You playing those. All right. So let's go ahead and jump into it. We got a lot to talk about in this episode. So obviously the Nintendo Direct, and I'm going to put the links for all of you, all the stuff that, that went down during the Nintendo Direct, during the State of Play, as well as during Tokyo Game Show. I'm going to be putting all of the links down in the descriptions below here for all of you video viewers. We're not going to be going through every single game, because it would take like 5 or 6 hours to do this podcast. And I don't want to spend 5 or 6 hours of your time talking about all of these games. You can go and check them out yourself. We're just going to talk about some of the biggest news from these events. So that's kind of your little warning, as we move forward here. So let's go ahead and get into the Nintendo Direct, Burley. So yeah, a lot of stuff going on. Yeah. So we got the big announcement, and I'm going to show the video for that later. But games like Pikmin 4 is coming in 2023. We got that. The Fire Emblem Engage was announced as a new mainline game, so that was pretty big as well. Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe is bringing a Wii classic to the Switch. So we got that news. Octopath Traveler 2 was announced. New heroes in the same wonderful 2D HD art style will be coming. So in 2023, actually in February 24th, 2023, we got that. And Bayonetta 3 got a new trailer. They announced that. Final Fantasy, the final bar line. It's kind of like a celebration of the franchise's music. They talked about that as well. So anyway, Burley, what were your big takeaways from the Direct?
I overall, I was watching this live actually in the office. Me and the guy I'm training, we literally had one of our phones up and just were watching it off a cell phone while we were working. I enjoyed the Direct. you did have variety. A lot of it was farming, because they had quite a few farm games and RPGs.
Yeah.
So if you're into that stuff, you got a lot there. It was nice to see Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2. We get its actual name, Tears of the Kingdom, and get a short trailer, and we get a release date.
Yeah.
Let's see how close it'll actually hold to that release date in I believe it was in May.
Yeah, it's coming in May, and I'm going to go ahead and show the video for that now. So let's go ahead and watch that. So let me go ahead and get it started here. So yeah, it's coming in May for sure. So yeah, May 12th. So yeah. So yeah, pretty cool stuff here. So for all you video viewers, obviously, we're showing the trailer now for the next Zelda game. And Burley, so my question to you is, are we getting an updated version of the Switch on this day when this game comes out? What do you think?
I don't think so anymore, because I think if you were gonna announce a new Switch with it, I thought we would have this info by now. I could obviously be quite wrong, but I think at this point, this is just a lot. Like, there is going to be no new Switch. There will be a special OLED Switch for this, but no new actual model with better graphics and more horsepower.
Yeah. Now, I have a question for you. So they're calling this, Tears of the Kingdom. So obviously, tears as in crying. I guess Nintendo had to, they had to, kind of clarify that just the other day.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, what does this mean in a sense here? Tears of the Kingdom. So,
from what I remember, I didn't fit because I have not beaten Breath of the Wild. Mm-hmm. But the world, if you have played Breath of the Wild, the world is not in a good spot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because Calamity Ganon had destroyed and him and the four great I forget what they were called. I want to say fiends, but I know that's not right. The four calamities, I think it was. They destroyed the world. I think so. And I think from what I know of the ending of Breath of the Wild, I think you're slowly rebuilding the kingdom.
Okay.
So it may just be all the tears that have been cried for the kingdom and all that, and rejoicing maybe that the kingdom is slowly coming back.
I see. Yeah, let us know in the comments what you think, of the title and what you think is going to be happening in the next game. So, I mean, graphically, do you think it's any better than Breath of the Wild? I mean, from watching this video, I mean, it seems pretty similar in graphical fidelity. But what do you think?
It seems about the same graphically fidelity. They probably have polished it a little bit more, but like Breath of the Wild looked great. That's the thing. I don't need, as much as I want like a 4K Zelda. Graphics are the least important thing for me on this. My one hope for this is make actual dungeons, because the shrines, I hated those little shrines. That was part of the thing that just threw me off, because I got to do those to get heart pieces.
Right.
And it's a grind to get hearts. And it's like, I miss actual dungeons going in. They only had 4 real dungeons. It's like, give me a bunch of dungeons, temples. I get it. They wanted to do something different with the series and try something different. Great. I'm hoping you can do stuff different, but still keep some of the more core elements and stuff from the series.
Yeah.
That I would like to see.
Yeah. I agree. So, all right, let's go ahead and move on, Burley. So we shift from Nintendo over to PlayStation, and of course,
before we go to PlayStation, sorry.
Yeah.
One thing I want a little rant here. Kirby's Return to Dreamland. Nice to see that come back. It is a great game. Nintendo charging full price for that?
Oh yeah.
You got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
Like, for us here in Canada, for fellow Canadians, that's $90 for this Wii game. they added a mini game to it, and it's like they didn't graphically polish it much. So it's like, come on, put this as a budget, but Nintendo, they'll never do that because our games are always worth full price because we don't want to devalue. It's like, no.
Yeah, but yeah, that's the thing about Nintendo though. They're always, if they can get away with it, they're always going to charge full price.
Tell us in the comments.
Yeah, tell us in the comments, man. What do you think of these prices? I mean, like out here in Japan, it's like Breath of the Wild is still the same price it was when it released day one, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, yeah, that's that's the way Nintendo is. So yeah. All right. Okay, let's get to PlayStation. So, of course, we got lots of news from the State of Play as well. The God of War Ragnarok trailer, a new trailer came out. We're going to show you that in a minute or so. So, there's going to be a limited edition DualSense for that as well. Obviously, Tekken 8, as you can see here in the image, was revealed. So that looked interesting there. Star Wars Tales from Galaxy's Edge for PlayStation VR 2. We're going to be, of course, getting that as well. So Demio was announced for VR 2. So we got some VR announcements as well during the State of Play. And Yakuza Ishin, and we're going to be talking about Yakuza more next in the next story, but and we got news on that. Hogwarts Legacy getting a PlayStation exclusive quest. So here's PlayStation. They're all talking about and grumbling about Microsoft getting Call of Duty and everything. We're kind of staying away from that story, in this episode. But I mean, now Hogwarts Legacy getting a PlayStation exclusive quest. So why doesn't Xbox get this quest as well? So there you go. I don't know, man. It's kind of, yeah. So, Pacific Drive, the first title for Ironwood Studios, was also announced. PlayStation Stars loyalty program is going to be rolling out. We talked about that in a previous episode. Synduality is the latest game from Bandai Namco. So, Bandai Namco, we're going to be talking about them a little bit later on as well. And Project Eve, renamed as Stellar Blade, is coming next year as well. And then, of course, another kind of Ghost of Tsushima type of game. Neo developer announces open world samurai game Rise of the Ronin. And if you don't know what Ronin actually means in Japanese, Ronin means masterless samurai. So, throughout Japanese history, there were, some famous Ronin. But we got that news as well. So Burley, what did you think of all of this news? And obviously, of course, God of War Ragnarok. And I'm gonna go ahead and get that going. But what did you think overall of the State of Play? I thought it was pretty good, as well as the Nintendo Direct. But what are your thoughts?
The State of Play was overall, I thought it was okay, but this State of Play was heavily catered to the Japanese market.
Yeah,
you can obviously tell, and there's nothing wrong with that. And it you should kind of understand and expect that because this was happening around TTS. So here we got the God of War trailer.
Ragnarok, yes.
Oh, this I loved.
Yeah, this was the best. Obviously, this was the best part of the State of Play. Yeah. So, but
yeah.
So
this is a game I'm heavily looking forward to.
Yeah,
and they give you just enough. They don't give you too much in this trailer.
Mm-hmm.
So you see some gameplay, you see some story stuff.
I'm really hoping it's the last trailer. Honestly, yes. I hope they don't show anymore. I do not want to see anymore. I mean, I've seen enough. I mean, especially when we get to the end of this video here. I mean, you know what I'm talking about. But I mean, that's enough.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and as we can see here, Atreus, he's taller, he's a little bigger now, he's got more tattoos, and we're going to get into more of the lore and the Norse mythology as well in this game.
Freya looks unhinged.
Yeah. What about new weapons for this game. Obviously, Kratos has the axe again. He's got his blades still.
Blades of Chaos, Leviathan Axe.
Yep.
And because we see him fight a certain character,
Yes.
I'm hoping we get Mjolnir.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really hoping we get that, but I want some new weapons.
Yeah.
They did really good job with the 2 weapons we were given in in God of War 2018. I just miss weapon variety, and I miss magic. Magic was a lot of fun in the previous God of War games, so give us.
Yeah, this is interesting here, where you have these like rune symbols, and you have to just throw your weapons toward them, and cause more damage and stuff. So, yeah, I mean, just the environments look amazing here. I mean,
awesome. You put this on your PS5, you put it on a 4K TV.
Yeah,
it is just gonna.
I don't get this part here. I don't get he's shooting at the moon because it's an eclipse. And so, like, what is that? And it looks like something's shooting out there at it. And then it destroys.
I think it's breaking a spell.
Okay, yeah.
Is what
going from day to night or something after an eclipse or whatever. But yeah, so
rescuing Tyr, the God of War.
Yep. There we go. There it is.
Yeah.
that
I can't wait. That fight, is going to be so cinematic.
Yeah.
Between them.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, great stuff, man. Yeah. It comes out in November. Yeah. So.
And the later this month, you can pre-order the DualSense. I am so tempted, but my thing is like that DualSense looks so good. I don't want any the paint or anything of it to fade. So it's like, I want it, but it's like, no, I can't justify myself spending that money on a controller that I'll use very little and just have it sit there for a cool thing, especially for how much it's going to cost.
Yeah.
No thanks. But other little highlights, the state of play. Yeah, the Hogwarts Legacy getting the exclusive quest for Hogsmeade. It's looking like that's neat. That's a game I'm really looking forward to. I don't need to see too much more on it.
Yeah.
Them getting exclusive quest, I don't like that, because it's just like, now what happens? Are we going to get something Microsoft does something out?
Right.
Like, are they going to get an exclusive quest? Are we going to do the whole LA Noir? For those that don't remember, LA Noir, depending where you pre-ordered, got different extra cases, and it took the remaster that came out on PS4 and Xbox One, where you got all the those pre-order bonuses for all those extra storyline quests and stuff. It's like, so in cases like, hopefully there isn't this whole thing of there's one exclusive quest storyline from PlayStation and one for Microsoft. And for PlayStation, if you're going to do this, fine. But I hope it's actually significant content, not I beat this in an hour.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, that's it. That's all I got.
Well, we're going to be talking about this during the Xbox event, but I'll go ahead and bring it up now. Deathloop is now going to be coming to Xbox, right? Because it's a Bethesda game, and of course Xbox owns Bethesda, and Xbox is now saying that there is going to be a new story mission or something, like an additional piece of story gameplay that's only on the Xbox when it comes to Game Pass.
No, they've actually announced also that's coming. The Golden Update that's coming to everything.
Oh, it is now. Okay.
So that's update. Yeah, see, good. Microsoft. We'll go more into that on the Microsoft thing.
Yeah,
but
yeah, that's good. That's good, because it's like at first they were saying when they showed the advertisement, it was only when it came to Game Pass. So a lot of people probably that saw that thought, well, why isn't PlayStation getting that? Or
yeah,
so, that's good.
The Yakuza spinoff. That's nice to see it coming to the West. And Tekken 8, it was that was a good trailer. Hopefully, it's a good game, because I know people were really not too happy with Tekken 7's story.
Yeah. Okay, so well, let's get into some of the Yakuza news. So of course, Yakuza Ishin. So this game actually came out. I think it was in 2014 or something like that. It came out for PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4 out here in Japan, and but it wasn't localized in English, and so it wasn't brought out west. But now, you guys out there in the West, out in the U.S. and Canada, and all you English speakers out there, you're going to get a chance to play this game finally. I'm really excited for all of you out there. So yeah, and it's going to be a remake, so it's really cool. So this is, of course, I put the article up there, right? Yeah. So of
Yep.
course you can check that out. But yeah, it's going to include famous Japanese actors who appeared in previous Yakuza games, and newly added characters as well. I think between Yakuza 0 through Yakuza 6. So yeah, I mean, it's basically going to be set in the 1860s. So basically, it's based off of a historical figure in Japan here called Sakamoto Ryoma. And yeah, so you're going to get to see late Edo period Japan, in all of its splendor, before the Meiji Restoration started, of course. It was the end of the Tokugawa era. So yeah, it'll be pretty cool. I'm really excited for all of you out there to be able to play this game. What do you think, Burley? You excited for Yakuza Ishin, the remake?
Yeah, this looks interesting to me.
Mm-hmm.
It is a game. It did come out in 2014. I did do a quick Google on that. So
Yeah.
yeah, February of 2014.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's nice to see that we'll get this. But they have stated there is no English voice acting. This is it's all Japanese. So you got to put the subtitles on.
Okay. All right. So
Yeah, the combat from what we saw in the trailer looks interesting. So I'm interested to see how well it's going to play. And these Yakuza, especially from what I've seen of the mainline Yakuza and my experience with the Judgment series,
mhm.
they this is all wacky.
Okay.
So I can't wait to see the wacky story, all this and how it goes.
So yeah, I'm surprised that it's not getting the English localization since it's being remade. But okay, so
Maybe.
yeah. So, but it'll be
I think,
subtitled. So yeah.
I think it's because it's the whole because you're doing the whole period piece, the samurai thing.
Yeah.
I think they're just like, we don't want to English. That's fine.
Yeah.
I have a feeling a lot of people that are heavy into the Yakuza series in the West, and they're willing to forgive that and just be like, okay, we're getting the damn game.
Yeah.
See, this is weird to me. Just like this, you're going against people with guns and stuff, but like this all fits in with the. I don't mean to be mean. Like, I don't mean this in a negative way. The cheesiness of the Yakuza series and him using the revolver. Yeah. But hey,
yeah, but it is historically it is historically accurate for the time. They were using revolvers as well at the very end of the Tokugawa era, right before the Meiji Restoration. So yeah. And especially, as the military became more westernized, when the Prussians came in and started training, the military, they became weaponized like that as well. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm excited for this, and February 2023, obviously. So, yeah, I'm excited for all of you to be able to finally get a chance to play it out there. So, good stuff. Yeah, Yakuza Ishin. And of course, at the Ryuga Gotoku event, they also explained that moving forward, the Yakuza title will be changed. It will no longer be Yakuza. It will be Like a Dragon. Because Ryuga Gotoku in English means like a dragon. So, so that's, I mean, they're basically, just using their name. So, Of course, Yakuza 8 is going to be coming out later on down the road. And then we got another game called Gaiden. So, yeah, there was a lot of Yakuza news. But, I mean, I think everybody was really excited for Ishin to
Oh
finally
yeah,
be able to play that. So.
I've seen a lot of people that are really excited for Ishin, but
Mhm.
it makes sense to go with the Like the Dragon
Mhm.
to keep that name, especially over here in the West. Like a Dragon sold and did well,
Yeah.
so keep if you can link it back to that and keep the naming convention like that and it'll keep it in people's minds and keep people interested. Makes
Yeah.
sense from a marketing standpoint.
Yeah.
But what was everyone here in the let us know in the comments what you think on this.
Yeah. Yeah. Let us know for sure. Yeah. So, yeah. So, yeah. A lot of cool news that came out of Ryuga Gotoku's presentation. So, all right, so now it's time to get to Tokyo Game Show. I mean, a lot of stuff was announced at Tokyo Game Show, and it's still going on. Actually, tomorrow is the final day out here in Japan. Sunday is the final day, and it's a public day. Obviously, I one of my friends that I used to work with, he actually went out there today to go to the public event, and he said that it took him to play 3 games. It took him 6 hours.
Seems about right
Yeah,
from
yeah, pretty
whatever I've
much, yeah,
heard.
yeah. So, but he kind of cut out early because yeah, a lot of people. I mean, it's usually on public days at Tokyo Game Show. There's like around 20,000 people. It's crazy, but obviously because of the COVID situation, they're cutting back on the amount of people they're letting in, and of course social distancing and things like that. So, but still, yeah, it took him a long time to be able to try some games. So, but anyway. So let's go ahead and talk about Tokyo Game Show. So first, we obviously we had Xbox, the Xbox event, and I just have to say this, man, about the Xbox event. You know, you had Phil Spencer come out, and you had Sarah Bond come out and speak. But I mean, I just honestly, this is just my personal opinion, everyone. So I mean, don't get me wrong about this. It's not that I don't like Phil Spencer. I love Phil Spencer. I think he's great for Xbox and Sarah Bond as well. But I mean, I really think they should have someone else out there that speaks Japanese to present this to start the showcase off, like having a Western face
Mhm.
out here in Japan that's representing the Japanese market. I really do. And I just don't think they have that yet. And like Phil Spencer, he's like, Exu Baksu Firu des. I mean, and
Mhm.
that's terrible Japanese pronunciation. I probably, he probably doesn't practice Japanese that much. But I mean,
Oh,
it's like, you know, isn't there somebody that works, that's a foreign representative that works out here in Japan that works for Xbox that could actually, be on the presentation and be able to speak fluent Japanese and talk about the games and talk about what's going on. So I thought that was a little strange. They did have
mhm.
another girl on there later that, of course, Japanese girl that was presenting the Japanese games and all. But I mean, Phil did his thing, of course, speaking in English, obviously, but, um, I think when it comes to this type of presentation, they should probably have someone that, can speak fluent Japanese, that represents Xbox, but is out here in Japan, so, and that speaks the language fluently. But, yeah, they showed a lot of stuff. Obviously, I think for me, one of the big announcements was the Ni no Kuni games. The remaster of Ni no Kuni is on Game Pass now. I thought that
Yep.
was a really big announcement. We got that Wulong Fallen Dynasty. It's kind of like this, like a an ancient type of Chinese type of game in a sense. We saw a lot of that. We saw Exo Primal. You know, we saw Persona 5 Royale.
Yep.
We saw a lot of stuff. Blue Blaze Cross Tag Battle Special Edition, Guilty Gear Strive, Naraka. Blade Point, Yushang Ruins, and Chapter 2 campaign mode that was also showed. But yeah, Ni no Kuni Wrath of the White Witch remastered. I mean, yeah, that was a big surprise, and Ni no Kuni 2 is coming, I think, next year as well to Game Pass. So yeah, that was my big takeaway of the Xbox event. What about you, Burley?
Overall, I think it was a really good event that they did. I agree with the whole they shouldn't have had Phil, or just really have Phil Bush brush up. If you're gonna do it right.
Yeah.
Yeah. The game selection overall, I think, was really good. There was one that stand out that I still don't get why they put it there. Overwatch 2.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That
with the Kiriko character, yeah.
Yeah, that was like, that was just a misstep. It's like, come on, Microsoft. Like, I get it a little, but it's like, you had it flowing well, you had a good rhythm, good game selection, and showing off Game Pass with games that are coming.
Yeah,
And
I mean, I think the reason they did that, one of the big reasons they did that probably was because of the Blizzard and the the Activision deal, and so it's Overwatch is Blizzard, it's so yeah, they just got to throw a little tidbit in there, so they had to throw that, I think, because I don't think Diablo 4 was ready to be shown again, so I don't know, but and one other thing, Danganronpa 3. Killing Harmony, yeah, that's now on Game Pass as well. If you have not played that, go and play that. The Danganronpa series is really excellent. So, they showed that, and of course, Overwatch 2. They showed that Eden Chronicle 100 Heroes. They also showed that Dyson Sphere Program was another, showing, and the 10th anniversary of Forza. Pal World was also.
I was going to say Pal World looks fun because it's Pokemon with guns and grenades.
Right.
I could just see myself just sitting there pulling that up on my Series S and just having a pisser, just streaming, just having people like.
Yeah.
I know my chat, and then you throw stream loots with this. I could just see so many fun moments coming.
Yeah. Fuga, Melodies of Steel, that was also shown. It's on Game Pass as well now. Assassin's Creed Odyssey. There you go. Yeah. Assassin's Creed Odyssey. You got Origins and Odyssey on Game Pass. So yeah. I played Odyssey on PlayStation. I platinumed it. It's an amazing game.
Oh wow, that would have took a long ass time to platinum.
Yeah, I platinumed that. Actually, that's the last platinum I've gotten, but it took a long time. But I love that game. So yeah, and I played all the DLC as well. It's an amazing game. If you have not played Odyssey yet, please play it. Please play it. It's great. And then obviously, and we talked about this a little bit earlier, of course, Deathloop. And Deathloop is going to be coming to Game Pass. It's coming on the 20th, I think. So yeah, I mean, finally we're going to get a chance to play that. Those of us who have been waiting for it to come to Game Pass. I know Carl, of course, our other co-host here on the Arena. Of course, this week he is moving with his family back to New York. So he is off this week, but I'm sure that he's probably going to give Deathloop a try once it hits Game Pass. So.
Hey, yeah. I'm gonna be going back to it because I have it on the PS5, and with this update, I'm excited to see more people play it because we did do an extra take way back when. It is a really fun game, but for someone like you, Expat, if you both have the Series X and the PS5, and if you have PS Plus Premium, I highly recommend Premium.
Yeah,
playing it on the PlayStation. Only reason I'm saying that. Is the adaptive triggers with how they use them and stuff.
Yeah,
that stuff because they don't have that on the Xbox. That's my only nitpick there.
I see. Yeah, I'll see. I mean, it's coming on Game Pass on the 20th. It's also coming to was it Extra and Premium on that around the same time, I think, on the 20th. So I'll give that some thought when it comes to the DualSense controller. So, yeah. So yeah, the Xbox event, yeah, and I'm happy that Xbox is, and like I was saying, they actually, Phil during his presentation, I'll have to give him this. He did mention the Series S, so they were trying to push the S, because the S is probably going to sell a lot more out here in Japan, and actually they were giving a 5% discount on the Series S's at my local electronics store out here in Japan at Yodobashi. So
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, yeah, the S's are a good opportunity out here for Xbox. That's for sure. So, but yeah, that's just like I said before. I mean, just a little pet peeve of mine about, I mean, I know Phil. He's trying hard and he really wants to, have Xbox do well out here. But I really think that they should have some representative, uh, that can speak fluent Japanese. Because, like, for example, back in the day in the PS4 era, you had Sean Layden. He speaks fluent Japanese. Andrew
Yeah.
House, he spoke fluent Japanese. So, I mean, to have some other person that, like a face of Xbox, so to speak, that's not just Phil or Sarah Bond, that would be like based out here in Japan that can speak fluent Japanese. I think that would be a plus, I think, for sure. So, all right, let's go ahead and move on, Burley. So let's go to Capcom now. So let's talk about the Capcom event. So yeah, a lot of stuff going on at Capcom. So we had Street Fighter 6 and we got more Resident Evil. So what did you think of the news that came out of Capcom for Tokyo Game Show?
Uh, Capcom was overall good, I think.
Mm-hmm.
We weren't surprised with Capcom. They
Mm-hmm.
showed you a little bit more for Monster Hunter, for Sunbreak, the next update for it. Street Fighter 6, looks interesting. Can't wait to see how the game comes out and does. Resident Evil 8, yeah, the winter expansion.
Mm-hmm.
I'm interested to see how well that'll come out and how much the game picks up. And with the Rose DLC, I'm not picking up this DLC. So
this is from Street Fighter 6. This is from the latest trailer. I think it was for the kind of like the world events. So yeah. What was the last?
That hard?
Yeah. What was the last Street Fighter you ever played? I tried a
4.
little bit of 5, but I mean, yeah.
Oh no, wait! I did.
Mm-hmm.
I did play 5 because they gave free away on PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Street Fighter. I'm just not huge into fighting games, and it's like the Street Fighter ones. It's like just that trying to do the Hadoukens and all that, and it's like I can't. I'm not gonna lie. I can never do it. Like this is just zany, just for zaniness.
Yeah. So the world tour. Yeah.
I could just walk around. We're just going to lock our fists like
kick and punch people. Yeah. So yeah, but that's what these games are all about. I mean,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That like at least they're not taking themselves seriously. They're just going wacky with it. So that is nice to see.
Yeah.
Fuck this. Like,
so all of you video viewers, we're just having fun watching the trailer here for Street Fighter 6. So yeah, there you go. But yeah, in the different characters, Blanca, so yeah, Honda Song, Ken, of course, yeah.
Ken.
So, all of the famous characters from the series, are back.
Well, I wonder how many we're gonna get on launch and how many the ones you want are gonna be the DLC.
Yeah.
Was that? We'd like to know in the comments which character are you most excited for Street Fighter 6?
Yeah, let us know. Let us know in the comments. We'd really appreciate that. So, yeah. All right, I'm going to go ahead and turn this off. That's enough.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, street brawling, so, which, there's a lot of players out there that love it. And we're excited for you guys to get a chance to play Street Fighter 6. So,
And their other game in there that they showed, that the Mega Man collection, it's nice to see, because part of the thing in that, because you have the two different versions starting with three through 6, they are having online, so you can trade and battle. I know it said trading. I believe it said you can also battle, which is nice, because that was a whole thing. You had to do the link cable battle back in the day, because these were Game Boy Advance games. So it's nice to see that.
Cool. Yeah. All right, so let's get to Konami, and I think you would agree with me, Burley, that probably one of the biggest announcements was the Suikoden 1 and 2 coming back, the HD remasters. So I'm going to go ahead and play the video for you. So yeah, what did you think of this announcement? This is exciting. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, this excitement, this announcement was very exciting. Glad to see. I've not ever played the Suikoden games. I've always heard of how great they are, but I've always, I looked up to a few times to pick copies up, and it's like, oh, this is really expensive. So no, it's nice to see, but this wasn't as surprising, because we've heard rumblings forever, and they're like trademarks and stuff. So it's nice to see it actually confirmed. They have said, I think it was just 2023. We're not given a date yet.
Just a release window 2023. That's right. Yeah. So for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC on Steam. So Burley, maybe you'll be able to play it on the Steam Deck.
Yes.
Yes. So yeah. And for all of you video viewers out there, and all of you that are watching on our YouTube channel later on, of course, we just did a video of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Cowabunga collection for the Steam Deck. So go and check that out if you get a chance.
Yes, please do.
Yeah. So yeah. So good stuff. Yeah. So yeah, we got Suikoden 1 and 2 remastered.
Well, it's nice to give people another chance, that if you miss these, here you go. Here's a collection. You can pick this up and relive these if you've played them again, or if you haven't. Here's your chance.
Yep.
This is when I like these collections, when they do it, when these games haven't been, because they were on I think these were PS1 Suikoden. So you haven't had a chance to play them since then. Here's another chance.
Yep. Yeah. Good stuff. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the video here so we can go ahead and move on. So yeah. So good stuff. So let me go ahead and so for all of you audio viewers or audio listeners, I just want to say, I'm in control of all the computer commands here. So it takes a second or two for me to get everything moving here, because I'm controlling everything. Burley's, he doesn't have control of any of this stuff, so I have to do it on my end here. So it takes a second.
No, but I am the keeper of the time codes.
There you go. Yeah. Burley definitely is the keeper of the time codes, and I use those later when I do the editing and stuff. So he's helping me out in that way. I really appreciate it. So, all right. So let's go to Bandai Namco. So Bandai Namco also had an announcement at Tokyo Game Show. And I'll go ahead and put the link there for you below, and we'll show you, for example, the Dragon Ball announcements. So we got some Dragon Ball. So
yep.
Yeah. So cartoon violence, mild suggested themes. Yeah. So let me go ahead and get that playing there.
Your discretion is advised.
Yeah. A new survivor. Okay. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and read part of the description here in the link. So new DLC and next gen SKUs coming for Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, but this is also the announcement we got for the Majin Buu and Farmer reveal. So this is the trailer we're showing for that. So yeah, so for Dragon Ball the Breakers, yeah. But yeah, so Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, we also got that information. So yeah, so starting
Father
on
with gun.
yeah, and so Dragon Ball The Breakers is getting its first open beta test starting on the 21st at 6 p.m. Pacific Daylight time until September 25th at 1 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. During the beta, players can experience playing as the two Frieza and Cell Raiders or try their hand as a survivor with the option to wear the Oolong and Bulma survivor skins. So the open beta will be accessible on PlayStation 4, compatible with PlayStation 5, Xbox One, compatible with Xbox Series X and S, PC via Steam, and Nintendo Switch. Those that participate in the open beta will receive an in-game Oolong keychain accessory after the full game is purchased on the same platform and account they used for the beta. So, yeah. So, and you can read the rest of the information here on the site with the link below. So what do you think of this trailer here, Burley? So.
It looks all right, but this Breakers game. I don't know if this one to pick. Like, I am a Dragon Ball fan, but this is just like I've kind of like they are really milking the Dragon Ball franchise. Like every 2 years, there's a game.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, like this is enough.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, what do you think of Breakers from what we've seen here?
Not for me. I mean, I think out here in Japan, a lot of kids love to play this. This is going to be very, very big with the elementary school players. But I mean, for the video, I mean, it's, I don't know. It's just not my cup of tea.
Yep.
So, yeah. But, yeah. All righty.
Well, the other big Bandai Namco, besides the two Dragon Ball games we got earlier in TGS, was that One Piece Odyssey is no longer because it was saying for so long 2022. It's coming January 2023.
I see.
So,
I see. Okay. All righty. Okay. So, yeah. I mean, I think it's been a pretty good Tokyo Game Show. I mean, it's been the first time in 3 years that people could actually come to the show and walk around the showroom floor and see things. So I'm, really happy for everybody. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to go this year. Hopefully, I'll be able to go next year and possibly get a media pass. So hopefully, but
that is one of my things. I do want to see TGS one time in my life. I'd want to go down. So
yeah.
Who knows? Maybe next year we can get some media passes. You and I, maybe Carl. We could just the three of us just go around.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, but I mean, due to my work schedule this year, I wasn't able to go, unfortunately. Yeah. But hopefully next year for sure, I'll take the time to get out there and go for sure. So, but definitely on media days, public days. Don't get me wrong. I love all of you guys out there, all of you listeners and viewers that potentially might go to these game shows. But it's just walking around with 20,000 people. It's kind of crazy. So.
Oh, that would be madness. Like I've gone to concert events where you're out in a field and there's like 30 to 40,000 people.
Yeah.
And it is just like it's just chaos when you're trying to leave and everyone's trying to mass exit.
Right. Okay, Burley, are you ready for the topic of the show?
I am.
All righty. So obviously we got lots of Assassin's Creed games out there. Assassin's Creed's 15 years old now. 15, Burley.
Yeah.
First Assassin's Creed game, 2007. And we've gotten like a ton of Assassin's Creed games already. Now we have Origins, we have Odyssey on Game Pass. And we're getting more games. So the question for the topic of the show is, and I will show the image here, Assassin's Creed Burnout. Now, what we mean by that, obviously, is, do you feel burnt out by Assassin's Creed? Are they just showing, or are they just giving us too much Assassin's Creed, Ubisoft? are you just at a point where you don't want to play any more Assassin's Creed games for a while? Burley and I before the episode and many times we've talked about Assassin's Creed. Obviously, I'm a big fan of Assassin's Creed, but even I think that maybe this franchise should take a breather. I mean, I remember after Unity, I think it was like two or maybe 3 years, Burley, before Origins came out.
Well, you had
That's right. I'm sorry, Syndicate. Yeah.
Syndicate, yeah.
Yeah. So after Syndicate, it was like, okay, we're going to take a breather. We're going to go a couple of years before we release another one, because it was like almost every single November, October, November, they were coming out with a new Assassin's Creed game.
Yeah.
So yeah. So we're going to talk about this, but first, let's go ahead and go through the news. Obviously, there was a Ubisoft Forward event, and we're not going to get into all the details about the other things that happened at the Ubisoft Forward event. We're just going to stick to Assassin's Creed here. But I want to talk about the actual games that they announced. So obviously, we're getting Assassin's Creed Mirage, and I'm going to show the video footage of that in a minute or so. But so Assassin's Creed Mirage, that's the big game that's coming later on. I think it's coming out in 2023.
Yeah.
So, and then we got another one. We got a game called codenamed Hexy. So it's going to be developed by Ubisoft Montreal. And they also talked about codename Infinity. So, and then the one that I think everybody was not only surprised, but finally like, oh man, it's like we've been waiting for this for such a long time. An Assassin's Creed game based in Japan. Codename Red. So it's like all they show is like a ninja jumping onto the top of a roof. And you see like an Assassin's Creed, symbol with red. And I'm just like, I'm not looking forward to this game. And the reason I'm not looking forward to this game is obviously it's going to ultimately be compared to the game that you have in your background there, Burley.
Yep.
It's going to be compared to Ghost of Tsushima. Yep. And now, of course, like at the PlayStation State of Play, they have a Ronin style game coming out. It's like there's going to be like 50 different games based on samurai in Japan that are coming out.
Oh yeah.
And it's just going to get so bloated with the number of titles that are coming out. Mm-hmm. I think Red is just going to. People are going to play it. Don't get me wrong. I mean, there's going to be a lot of people out there that are going to play this game, and there's going to be a lot of people that are going to love it. But it's, it's just going to get buried with all the other, samurai titles that are going to be coming out.
Well, now because they've came out like I don't mean to sound mean on this. You've come out so late on this.
Yeah,
Ghost of Tsushima has been here for over 2 years now. Sorry, this thing is just gonna you're gonna get compared to Ghost of Tsushima, and if you don't nail the combat, stealth, and everything like that game did, and you don't have as good of a story, no one's gonna care. You've got your Assassin's Creed time.
Yeah. So, you okay there, Burley?
Yeah, sorry.
All right.
This whole Assassin's Creed news, having the smaller and going back to formula, I like that. The burnout, I got burned out after Syndicate. I treated it like I've said many times. I traded Syndicate in because when it came out, it was a mess at certain parts. I'm sure patches have fixed the game. Got rid of it. Didn't buy Origins. Didn't buy Odyssey. Leapt in with Valhalla because it was like, oh, I got the PS5. I was like, oh, I'll buy that, and it's another PS5 game, like next gen game. And I kind of regret paying the full $90. It's a long game, but for what you're getting, the content, what I wanted and what I got, it wasn't worth it. And so it's like I'm kind of glad going back to the basic route, but I don't know if we're gonna get what I because this is gonna come out net. This series should take 5 years. I really think this series should take 5 years off, 5 years, then start to come back fresh. But they won't do it because it's a giant moneymaker.
Yeah. Yeah, let us know in the comments what you think. Should Assassin's Creed take a long leave of absence before coming back? And what do you think of Assassin's Creed going to mobile? Because during the event, of course, one of these games, I think it's the Hexy game, that's going to mobile. What do you think of that? So let us know in the comments. I'm going to go ahead and show the footage of Mirage, and I'm going to talk about Mirage a little bit. So as I show the video footage here. So let me give you kind of this is obviously from the Xbox News.com site. Of course, the link is below for all of you video viewers. So a shorter, more narrative-driven game than recent entries in the series Assassin's Creed Mirage takes place 20 years before the events of Assassin's Creed Valhalla as players meet a 17-year-old Basim, now voiced by Lee Majdoub. I hope I got that name pronounced correctly. Struggling with nightmarish visions and living life as a cunning street thief. So it goes on to talk a little bit more about the game. For example, built as an homage to the first Assassin's Creed games, Mirage pays tribute to the series' roots as players join the proto-assassin order known as the Hidden Ones and grow to become a master assassin. Baghdad in the 9th century was a bustling metropolis, and it serves as the perfect dense urban hunting ground as Basim stalks his prey using the series' largest assortment of tools to date. So, of course, an assassin's greatest advantage comes from their climbing ability, and as the series returns to a large-scale urban environment, Basim will need to leap across rooftops, scale tall towers, and flee guards and parkouring seamlessly through Baghdad's 4 distinct districts. It almost seems like this game is, like it says, paying homage to the first Assassin's Creed game, where they're in, I think they're in Istanbul. Or at that time, Constantinople. But I think one of the voice actresses in this game, she's an Academy Award winning, or I think she was either nominated for an Academy Award or Emmy. She has a very deep voice, and I think you'll all know who she is when you hear her voice. And if you watch this, of course, trailer and listen to the voice, you'll probably recognize it. But Burley, this was supposed to be some like DLC for Valhalla, originally. And now they made it into a full-on game. But, like we were talking about earlier, I mean, the pricing, it's only going to be like I think $49, I think it is. But, I don't know, man. So it's not going to be the huge, massive open world that, say, Odyssey was and Valhalla. But, it's going back to its roots when it comes to, like, stealth. You're going to have a lot of stealth missions in this game, I'm sure. Which is good, but I don't know, man. Basim, obviously he's in the, he's in Valhalla, and but I'm not going to spoil anything if you haven't played Valhalla. But it'll be interesting to see how this game sells.
This is like it being only $10, like this being former DLC. And that they're selling for close to full price. Mm-hmm. No, this should be, you price this $39 US or $29 US. This thing would sell like hotcakes. Like it would have me interested. I'm not going to pay 70 or 80 Canadian dollars for this game. I'm sorry. Basim is a character. If you've played Valhalla, you may understand this. Basim is a character I didn't care for. Yeah. His assistant, his underling, I actually liked because he actually had, because they do stuff with his character for a lot. Basim, they just put a lot of story stuff on him, and then stop and then pick it up near the end because it's like, God, we got to have an ending. And it's like,
yeah. Yep, got to have an ending indeed. So.
Yeah, like Baza, this is a game I'm not interested. Like, they have to show me stuff. Like, there were people thinking from the leaks on this that it was going to be an Assassin's Creed 1 remake.
Yeah.
Which, you know what? I'd be more up for an Assassin's Creed 1 remake than what we've been shown. And because all these games, they're all going to be, there's no modern story. So they're taking the whole modern story elements.
Right.
That's all out of those games.
Right.
You have to log into the live service crap, Infinity, and link your Mirage game in, and then link the other one. So it's like, this is just going to be a giant mess. Like, I can't see them pulling this off. Look, like, when's the last time we've seen something do full price, like you're buying stuff, but also live service go well? Halo Infinite didn't go well. Do you guys want to go to? Are you guys trying to go to 343 and be like, oh, you guys think you guys fucked up? Hold my beer. I'll show you how to do this. Like, this is just. I have a feeling this is just going to be disaster because Mirage, you're going to get people that are going to complain. It's not as big of a game. You're getting less content.
Yeah. Well,
if the content's good and the missions are good and the side stuff's good where I want to do it, fine, maybe I'll consider. But after playing the last couple games that I've played, like, I got to still try Origins and Odyssey. I don't have much of a thing.
Yeah, I mean, well, you know me. I mean, I'm a stickler for these type of games because I'm a person of history and I want to see 9th century Baghdad. So I'm probably going to be playing this game because, like I said, I'm a big Assassin's Creed fan for, all of the historical aspects of the game that they have. And, where they throw these historical figures in there, that's kind of, humorous in a way, but I mean, I'm looking forward to it. We'll see how it is. When it comes to the mobile game, though, I probably won't play that. Assassin's Creed Red, whatever it's going to be called. I wish it well. I mean, hopefully
that game's going to get killed. That game's going to get. I feel bad for Red because it's going to be compared to Ghost. It's going to be compared to all these other games.
Every Assassin's Creed fan has been dying for a game coming from Japan. So I'm sure people are going to play it, but I don't know how it's going to stand up to the other games. I don't know. We'll see, but
I'm just like, if I'm tempted with Mirage, what I'm going to do is wait the thing of you wait 4 to 6 months after this game comes out. Like, Valhalla dropped its price quite quick. Here. So you wait 3 months, maybe not even that. You may be able to get Mirage for like half the price, or quite the drop.
Yeah, and then with the frequency of games that are, coming to Game Pass, like on the Xbox ecosystem now. I mean, you got Odyssey on it now. Who knows? Valhalla is probably going to be next. Who knows? Mirage, it could be 6 to 8, like 6 months to a year, and then it's on Game Pass. So yeah, we shall see. But I tend to agree with you though, Burley. I think it needs to take a break. I mean, just give it some time off, and they really need to finish the modern day story, or give it a good ending or something. Every single Assassin's Creed game, it's just like it's up in the air what's really going on in the modern day world. So,
well, it shows that they have not storyboarded and planned this. Like, they had it planned they had a bit of Desmond planned, and then at the end of 3, they you could tell they didn't have planned, and then spoilers for the end of Valhalla, they go back to Desmond stuff, and it's like. You can tell they don't know what they're doing. This is part of the reason why I want to take 5 years. Get a freaking plan. I like get the modern day story stuff. I stopped caring a long time ago,
Yeah.
so I'm okay if it's not in the game so much.
Yeah.
But wrap up the modern story for the fans. And just say, hey, we need a few years to storyboard plan this so we can do this right because we kind of botched this. But they'll never do it.
You know what was interesting is during the Ubisoft Assassin's Creed presentation, one of the presenters was the voice actor from the modern day, William Miles's assistant. He was actually doing the presentation for the Assassin's Creed event, so I thought that was interesting. But anyway. All right, so that was our topic of the show. Please let us know in the comments if you're burnt out of Assassin's Creed, if you're really interested in playing Mirage or not, or any of the other Assassin's Creed games that are coming down the pipeline. Let us know in the comments. Really appreciate it. So thank you so much. So, Burley, it's now time to talk about the new game releases. Obviously, we have, with all this news and everything, we still got games coming out this week. We got tons of them. So new game releases for the week of September 19th through the 25th. So I'm going to go first. So my game pick of the week is the Diofield Chronicle. So let me go ahead and get that started here. So for all of you video viewers, you can check it out. So the birth of a new simulation RPG with cutting edge graphics, an all new SRPG brought to you by Square Enix. So combining skill and experience in crafting great stories with real-time strategic elements. They have created a simulation RPG that may look familiar at a glance, but provides something never seen before. This game offers a truly unique experience from both its story and its gameplay. It's coming out on PC, PS4, PS5, Switch, Xbox One, and Xbox Series S, Series X on September 22nd. So next Thursday. Yeah. So, yeah.
Oh, I know this is also going to be up Carl's alley.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I knew Carl. I knew Carl was going to be up for this one, man. For
oh
sure.
yeah, this is
the turn-based elements and everything. So yeah. Yeah, Burley, go ahead. Yeah, you were saying?
I was gonna say this is a game that I'm interested to try too.
Yeah. So I just put the link below for all of you video viewers for releases.com. So for new game releases. So all right. So Burley, you're up next. What do you got for us, man?
For my pick of the week is the Outbound Ghost. The Outbound Ghost is an adventure RPG about helping ghosts ascend to the afterlife, battle the past using figments of your personality, craft badges to earn abilities, explore a town of troubled spooks, and discover life can be tough even when you're dead. So it is coming Wednesday, September 21st to PC, PS4, PS5, Switch, Xbox One, Xbox Series. So it's like a kind of little. It's got the elements. It's basically Paper Mario, indie Paper Mario.
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah. Play it on the Switch. I'm just kidding. Play it on whatever you want to play it on. But
I was gonna say I might actually pick this up on the Switch. I'm not too sure which platform I'll end up picking up.
I see. Cool. Yeah. The combat looks fun. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the combat and it's and the stories from what we've seen, it unique. You know, you're trying to help other people ascend in the afterlife and all that. Mm-hmm. Move on. That's cool.
Well, it's nice. You can see the physical copies there, so you can get physical copies. This is the Switch version, PS5, PS4 versions. So nice, good stuff. The Outbound Ghost. Yeah. All right. So those are our new game release picks of the week. So you can check out all the new game releases on releases.com. The link is below for all of you video viewers. For all of you audio listeners, it's at www.releases.com. So you can go and check that out. All right. Okay. So it's time to talk about what games we're going to be playing this coming week. Actually, besides Splatoon 3, if I do get a chance, to play some more games this week. I'm going to try the Ni no Kuni remaster that is out on Game Pass now. I might check that out. And I'll probably take your advice, Burley, and I'll play Deathloop on PS5 with the the DualSense controller. So I might check that out. But I might download it. I'll probably download it on Game Pass too, and give it a try at some point.
Yeah.
Why not?
Compare the versions.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. How about you?
There
What
you
are you
go.
going to be playing this next week?
I might actually end up put the Deathloop disc in and see with the new content update to see what it adds and see if I can try and get the new ending, because I'm interested to see what that'll direction that'll go.
Cool.
I'll also be playing some more Mario Kart and God of War, and probably finish up Toyum in my spare time.
Nice. All right. Okay. So it's time for our indie recording artist spotlight. So this week's spotlight is on Zach Sorgan. Zach Sorgan is an American singer, songwriter, and record producer whose musical career has been marked by an eclectic range of influence and genres. On top of winning numerous songwriting awards, his music has amassed over 100 million streams worldwide. Initially trained in classical jazz and piano, he's worked on a variety of film and television placements and is now the frontman of LA-based dance music trio Wake the Wild, from the title song of his album called Lucky Strike. So this has been The Arena, a Multiplatform Gaming News Podcast, episode 104. I've been your host, Expat, along with my co-host, Burley of Burleman Gaming. We hope to catch you in the next one. And our other co-host, Turn-Based Carl, he should be back with us next week. So take care, everyone. Peace out.
Take care.
I can't let you go. There's no way. I'm already still burning. So hold to me close. Now, baby, I do what I'm told. Still learning to take my chances, to take my time, to keep on dancing, to walk that line. Yeah. You got me shifting the paradigm. No longer wishing. You're my lucky strike. Love the way you ride. Look into my eyes, say you're ready to go. $1 million life, yeah. We could roll the dice. Act like you're surprised, but you already know. Oh yeah, got lucky overnight. Jackpot when I got the invite. Let me wrap my arms around you, cause I can't go home without you. And my heart just vibe with you, babe. Wanna go sky high with you, babe. Gotta bring you close to tell you that you're my lucky strike. And I got to tell you, if you didn't know, then I got to tell you that you're my lucky strike. And I got to tell you, if you didn't know, then I got to tell you that you're my lucky strike. Cooler than cold, I'm all in. So load up the dice, so heavy. The way that you roll, I'm falling. So I never fall. I'm ready to take my chances, to take my time, to keep on dancing, to walk that line. Yeah, you got me shifting the paradigm. No longer wishing. You're my lucky strike. Yeah. Love the way you ride. Look into my eyes, say you're ready to go. $1 million life, yeah. We could roll the dice, yeah. Act like you surprised, but you already know. You're my lucky strike, and I got to tell you, if you didn't know, then I got to tell you that you're my lucky strike. And I got to tell you, if you didn't know, then I got to tell you that you're my lucky strike.